This Final Four Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in a ton of states, and you get $10 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money grave with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Well, hello, Sean. Happy Final Four.
Thank you. We made it. We survived. We are in the final countdown. We got 4 games left. Well,
Whoa.
4 teams left, but we do have 4 games because we're also talking NIT. Because Colby's making us joining us on the line from the college experience. Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
I believe we have 12 games left with the Crown, the NIT.
Oh, you're right.
And the Final Four and NIT. So
there you go. That's the
12
final
left.
count. 12
left.
games left. 3 in the real tournament. We got 3 in the NIT. We got 6 in the Crown. We did a preview on the Crown. Go back and check out that podcast if you miss it. We also talk about a ton of other shit in the Crown Picks episode, but very fun episode.
Informative banter, maybe a better way to market that episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the most informative thing from that episode?
Well, our picks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just
solid information.
obviously.
Solid information.
I thought they said that if they paid the players, that they wouldn't be able to be successful. No one would want to watch. Most watched tournament since 1993.
Really?
oh.
Yeah, interesting. Now I am scared that if it keeps doing too good, they'll fuck it up. But but at the same time, I thought that was the narrative all those coaches said, right?
Well, obviously, it's the classic. They enjoyed it better when they didn't have to compete and they could just send Bubba down the street with his paper bag of Arby's. That's not really Arby's. In fact, it's cash. And yeah, that worked well for a lot of guys. I mean, it was the same thing when you were gonna basically sell your soul to the devil if you were gonna get paid to be an athlete. If you were an Olympian, right? Got that pristine amateur athletics. It's like being a virgin. The second you take it up the ass, no.
That was a great loophole.
Cannot compete in the Olympics anymore. The irony being that all the Olympians do now when they get to the Olympics is have copious amounts of sex. Although I did hear an interview that made me think the condom thing's a little bit blown out of proportion because they did make it seem like they were pushing the condoms on the athletes per this one athlete. So perhaps they're not all having
but
sex.
also too, like if you're going off some crazy ski jump, you're kind of a guy who takes risks. I don't see you also being like, oh, I better put on a condom after I inject my dick so I can fly 6 more feet in the air.
I'd imagine those are the exact kind of people that would not want to fuck with a condom.
Yeah, come
Right?
on. I mean,
Yeah.
Performance
you have
athletes?
all that adrenaline. You're constantly living life on the edge, but you're gonna wear a raincoat.
You
to
think
take a
Lance
shower?
Armstrong once wore a condom?
No.
No.
Actually, it's funny. I have a clip from Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, motherfucker, I eat everything. I eat the pussy, I eat the butt, I eat every motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
But Lance Armstrong just rode a bike. He wasn't doing the most I mean, they close off the
What do you mean?
streets for the Tour de France.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
No, that's not. If anything, I mean, he may as well have just been on a Peloton for most of his stuff. He was not a dangerous athlete.
They are riding in the mountains. People do fall off the road once in a while. There are
Really?
yeah,
There are deaths in the.
Colby, do you think anyone's ever died during the Tour de France?
Well, that's the thing. I think yes, and I think just because it's not successful We haven't heard about it because the NFL. We saw the other day the kid in the March Madness game smashed his head on the fucking hardwood court, and then he was. They didn't even like give him a doctor evaluation. They just were like, yeah, next commercial. It cut to commercial. Now he's back out on the court. So if that was football, I mean, good God, all the flags would be at half mast, like fucking.
No, Colby, they use the same principles that they use in the NFL, which is the closer you are to the championship game, the less it matters if they hit their head.
Since the Tour de France required helmets, no one has died.
Okay, so there are deaths.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying, though. In football, you have a fucking helmet. In basketball, we just saw a dude's head smash off the fucking hardwood floor.
When was the last death?
There was zero
95.
outrage.
95.
Yeah.
In our lifetime, people have died in the Tour de France.
Come on. It was a freak accident. Yeah. He didn't wear a helmet, and
now they wear helmets.
Head hit concrete bricks. Yeah.
Wasn't Lance Armstrong competing in 1995?
No.
I feel like he competed without a helmet.
Started in 96. No, Lance Armstrong always wore a helmet.
I feel like Lance Armstrong definitely competed without a helmet.
Okay. I just looked at list of fatalities at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're at 74. But we keep doing that thing.
He did win that
thing every year.
He did win the 1995 Tour de France while wearing a helmet. Wait,
so he won the Tour de France when the guy died?
Yeah,
that's pretty dangerous.
How so? He was wearing a helmet. It's only dangerous if you're not wearing a helmet.
He competed in an event where someone died and he still got to win. Like they didn't cancel the event.
No,
that's a pretty dangerous event. I mean, I'm not pro cycling. I certainly don't like the locals around LA that decide they listen. You're not shaving seconds off your time. We don't need the spandex. I'm sure I'm not the first person to have this take, but if you're just a recreational cyclist, you're gaining. Like you understand that is for that is for actual performance. You don't need to wear that. You do not need to wear that. It's not necessary. I don't need to see you riding your bike down my street with your weird onesie unzipped down to your belly button because you're cooling off. That's not appropriate. Take that shit to your garage. Get on a Peloton, as Sean says.
I'm going down a rabbit hole on death.
And,
look, 12 to 15 people have died in high-profile monster truck rally accidents.
Oh,
since
really?
2009. Since 2009, there was this incident in the Netherlands where it took down eight people.
What happened?
The most surprising thing there is they have monster truck rallies in the Netherlands.
The Dutch are the Dutch are wild ass people, Sean.
Yeah, I don't imagine
they love electronic music.
You can't fit a monster truck on a houseboat. I don't imagine the Netherlands. What are you gonna run it at the canals? It's not gonna. Monster truck's not gonna fit in Anne Frank's house. I just can't imagine the Dutch enjoying monster truck rallies.
Yeah, I didn't consider to think about if it would fit in Anne Frank's house.
What's crazy is destruction derbies have a good amount of deaths too. In 2019, we had a reporter die in Montana in 2019in. So I mean,
I guess we should cancel reporting. Get rid of journalists. It's too dangerous.
The world would be a lot better for it.
All right, we got some college hoops to talk about, starting with the NIT. Colby, remind people, what does NIT stand for?
Not in the tournament.
Oh, okay. Do you actually know the real NIT abbreviation?
It's National Invitational Tournament.
I don't have the answer. I thought it would be a good jumping off point because you are the expert. You're right. It is the National Invitation Tournament,
which Colby already hates.
Ding, ding, ding.
Colby already hates.
I don't hate the NIT. All right. In fact, the NIT was the OG tournament, and the NIT, look, it got diluted some years. For a little bit of time there, it was struggling, but last year it came roaring back. Love the fact they moved it to Hinkle Fieldhouse because they're playing at the better venue than the actual Final Four.
It's true,
right?
It's true.
And yeah, all of a sudden there's life pumped in this thing, and I think the Crown is also helping the NIT be great. and putting a bunch of great mid-major teams. Although somehow Auburn got in there as well. But
wait, do you believe Auburn deserved a bid to the NIT? No one has
I just figured they would have been in the crown.
Yeah, they
you know
do.
What I mean?
They seem more of a crown vibe.
Yeah. So, but hey, Pearl's got to get his coaching chops. Look, if you're an Auburn player, and this is like little bitch ass Florida State who turned down the crown and the NIT, right? If you're looking at Auburn, you're saying, okay, obviously things didn't go the way you want throughout the season, but now you get to go to one of the most classic venues, like where they filmed Hoosiers, where the story actually in Hoosiers took fucking place.
Do you think they care about that?
They should. If not, then I blame our parents. I blame parenting in the country is at an all-time low because I guarantee you this: White Tiger will know this by 6 years old. All right,
he'll be able to pick out Hinkle Fieldhouse out of a map. Have you ever been to Hinkle, Colby?
I have been to Hinkle, and it was phenomenal. I recommend it's like Lambeau. It's like going to. I mean, it's older than Lambeau, but I'm saying like it's one of those things like where you go out of your way to go there. So if you're in Indianapolis, you should go to Hinkle Fieldhouse, and if not, you should do a trip for Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Wow,
you went to Lambeau, Sean, but you didn't go to, like that stuck out to you a little bit more than say going to Everbank in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, 100%.
Although those hot tubs are intriguing.
The hot tubs are on my bucket list. I dream of a day when I will see Kramer and our buddy Man in the Box celebrating a big, they're big Jacksonville fans, jagging off in the Duval hot tub there.
Maybe a bad example.
Stadium.
Maybe a bad example, but Nissan Stadium in Nashville, or I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. So Hinkle is one that you should seek out. That other bullshit that they're playing at Marketplace. Well, it's not even Marketplace anymore. What's it? Cambridge, Chainbridge. It's all nonsense.
Did you know that the NCAA bought the NIT in 2005 to settle an antitrust lawsuit? $56.5 million. I mean, the NCAA just made bad deal after bad deal.
Oh wait, it's at Lucas Oil too. Look at me playing we've talked about this.
Wait, what?
Playing the Final Four at a ridiculously large venue is terrible. It should be I would be okay if they did the Garden every year.
I of course I agree with you. The playing basketball in a football stadium
doesn't make any sense.
Is one of the strangest ways to try to make more money that people have tolerated. There's not a single good seat. There's not one good seat in the entire house.
You went to the Final Four and you were up in the rafters. Did you even go?
No, you watched it. I mean,
there are some great shots of people whatever was in Jerry's world. Like some of those photos.
You're watching the TV. You're watching the screen.
Yeah, you watch the jumbotron. But why would you go? Why would you spend all that money if you couldn't get a decent seat? It's insane.
Yeah, I mean I think we're gonna start to see it, but I mean, you have to small's better when it comes to watching live sports. They'll figure it out. Maybe not. The NIT figured it out, or they didn't have the football stadium money.
All right, like, you've seen that one that went like viral of like old Padres fans like watching. They have like a truck on top of a mountain, like a deserty mountain, where like an old school TV is plugged in, and there's like 10 Padre fans watching as like they can see the stadium in the distance, but they're watching it on their TV, like beers cracked. That is actually closer, I think, than the photos of the Final Four when you're way up there.
It's like the same with the fight when you see people in when they're in a football stadium for a big fight, and it's just like, what's the point of even at that point? I understand wanting to be in the room for like the energy of something, but you legitimately can't see. Like, what is the point? Anyway, back to the good dome, as Colby put it. NIT. Colby did ask permission before putting NIT. He didn't cold clock us with NIT on the slides, but we are going to talk a little NIT. We're gonna start with in this tournament, I guess a lot of chalk.
They're not legally allowed to call it Final Four, but it is. They are down to 4 teams.
The remaining 4 in the NIT being played at Hinkle Fieldhouse. We should get that trademarked immediately. 4 p.m. on Thursday.
Yes. And,
4 p.m. on Thursday.
I
You can
still
watch this.
think so.
Yes,
They're doing
Colby.
two games on Thursday, the championship on Sunday. In my opinion,
Yes.
they should do the 2 games spread out, one on Thursday, one on Friday, and the championship game should be the lead-in to the actual national championship.
I hard to argue with any of that other than, I do like both games being on. I think a double header for basketball works really well. So I don't mind the Thursday stuff. Plus it avoids having to compete with the UFL.
And as Clark says, 43 years ago, they had a Final Four in this gym.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, let's start with 2 1 seeds. As we mentioned, this might as well be the women's tournament with all the 1 seeds advancing to the final the remaining 4. Tulsa, New Mexico laying 3.5 -180 on the money line. Tulsa plus 155, 160.5 is the total. This is maybe me applying poor judgment, but I have to imagine Tulsa will have some sort of home edge, right? Who will have the crowd here, Colby? I need your analysis.
I actually think if I had to guess, New Mexico fans travel well.
You think they'll be traveling to?
Maybe they take a trip to the Mecca.
Colby, you should record like you're a travel agent speaking to the fan bases of all of these teams, like individually, 1 video per team, selling them on the experience of going to Hinkle Fieldhouse, like you just did me and Sean. I think you could really. I think that would be. I think it would really resonate with people. Perhaps you could get some Lobo fans out there.
They should go. I mean, they've been playing. What's it? I think it opened in 1928 or 27.
They're hoping to catch people that show up early for the actual Final Four, right? That's what this is.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it survived the Great Depression, right?
What
was the stock market? 29.
The NIT,
right? No, Hinkle.
Oh,
Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Oh, Hinkle. Yeah. All right. So what are we doing here, Colby? We haven't been as dialed into the NIT as you.
Snorkelers are snorkelers.
I mean, it does seem fitting that Auburn is sitting around, but as far as the Tulsa, New Mexico game, it feels a little chalky. What are we doing?
I'm gonna take the Golden Hurricane here. Now, I definitely think if there was gonna be a home edge, it'd be New Mexico. Tulsa's enrollment's only like 2,000 people, so I don't think they would.
And real quick, I don't think a Final Four has been played at Hinkle Fieldhouse. I think the guy in the chat was saying in New Mexico, the Pit held a Final Four.
I mean, that's where the Pit is where Jimmy Valvano won. Remember when he's running around? That was at the Pit. So Hinkle's never hosted a Final Four.
I don't think so. According to a quick Google search, they've 1940 hosted the NCAA tournament East Regional. That's all I'm seeing.
And then
and some other tournament weekends, but I don't think they've ever hosted
movie Hoosiers, the real Indiana State Championship where that took place was there. So,
Colby, what are you doing? You like Tulsa here, right?
I do. I think look, Eric Olin's been really good at New Mexico in his first year, but it's still the first year. When they're away from the Pit, they're always a little shaky to me. And Tulsa's offense has just been a fucking wagon this year. They're 12th in the nation in 3-point shooting. Top 20 free throw shooting team, top 60 rebounding team, number 8 offensive rated team overall. I think it's going to be a little bit too much for New Mexico there. So I'm taking the Golden Hurricanes. I think they're going to win this outright.
Yeah, I like the idea, and we faded Colorado. I'll also fade New Mexico, teams that kind of rely here a little bit on the home court, the elevation in these bigger spots in these neutral tournaments. I like fading them. And Tulsa, very good offense, 78% from the line, very good effective field goal percentage. I don't know, and I thought Tulsa in general, not a horrible team. I mean, pretty good. They got knocked out of the AAC, had a bad game against Wichita State, but you look at their last 5 games, won them all. I think they closed out the season pretty strong here. New Mexico, to me, seemed a little hot and cold, especially when it came on the road. So, they lost 3 of the last 4 to close out the regular season, got knocked out of the Mountain West by San Diego State, although that was a good game. And they certainly have looked good here in the NIT. I will take Tulsa though in the points. 3.5 feels like too much. Kramer, what are you doing?
So you're both getting cute, taking the points. Give me no thank you. Give me New Mexico. I just did a little bit of internet research while Sean and Colby were talking. I think Colby might be right. It does seem like there are at least 2 Lobos fan groups, maybe alumni, who are in Indiana and very much looking for a rowdy time. So
well, think about this. I almost went if it wasn't for White Tiger and my mom wanted to do like, but you have the real Final Four. Like my mom's doing a big Easter thing for White Tiger, so I couldn't commit to it. So, but you get, if you're a New Mexico fan, not only do you get to go check out one of the legendary, Hinkle Fieldhouse, there's also the real Final Four you can go to, and
just the vibe of the city right now.
Yeah, the vibe of the city. They go to get the shrimp cocktail at that one fucking place.
Yeah, the steakhouse. Yeah, good call.
Yeah. St. Elmo's.
St. Elmo's. Yeah. All right, so good luck. Worst of luck, actually. Worst of luck. Moving along. Game number 2. 2.5 hours later, 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast. The 4 seed Illinois State, great looking. It's always strange when a bird is depicted with human arms. Taking on the 1 seed Auburn, which, as I mentioned earlier, very fitting that they are here making a run. Auburn laying 6.5. I'm sure the Pearl family is chirping. -300 on the money line. Illinois State +250. 148.5 is the total. Colby.
I'm all over Illinois State here. First off, Auburn had the benefit of playing in the jungle all those games, and
it's true.
Now they go here, and Illinois State is like 2 hours away. And I went to the FCS Natty. Illinois State represented pretty damn well there, and that was Nashville. I think their fans will definitely. This will be for both games really, and that's the angle actually. If you're looking back to the other game, who will the Illinois State fans be rooting for?
They travel.
Probably Tulsa in the first matchup. But I think I think that right there, this is an away game for Auburn. I looked at this on the VSiN show. It's like, what was this, like 2 hours? It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, they travel. I mean, you remember for FCS, they were that fan base was riding with that team. And Auburn, one of their strengths is their offensive rebounding, but that's what Illinois, they are great at stopping offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean it's a great spot. I want to say I saw something about Illinois State being one of the only teams ever to play in a football national championship. I think their women's basketball team is really good too. So they've had quite the season. But yeah, I've fully look. Stephen Pearl has the benefit of playing at the Jungle, which is a great environment. So they've been living by that. I don't think Auburn's that good this year. You take them up against Illinois State. Auburn. Another thing is the last time we saw them actually. I know this isn't a true road game. It's not normal, but I think it'll be such a big crowd for Illinois State that it'll feel like a road game. And Auburn, last time they played at a true mid-major, they lost to Appalachian State a couple years back with Bruce Pearl. I just think Auburn's kind of, and also there's also this, the portal's heating up every day. What, 800 players in the portal right now? You're telling me Auburn's players are focused here? They're focused on this now? I don't think so.
No.
Well, especially because what do you think's going on in the unintended side effect of this game being out in Indy for the Final Four is that I'm sure it's like almost like a convention weekend where you have the
lot
agents,
of networking,
the movers, the shakers,
and they are the final makers. Team. They're already the final SEC team to play.
That is
hilarious. You know what? Great call. Let's take the points here. We'll money line it.
Let's go Red Birds.
You're right. They're going out. They're probably having that shrimp cocktail with the next team they're going to play for.
Oh yeah, Auburn's got the Auburn players have a lot of options. Illinois State, this is their time to shine. They're locking in, and you're getting 6.5 points in Hinkle.
All right, we apologize for doing that. I know some of you will find the NIT segment pretty offensive, disgusting.
Hey, we got a real Final Four, not the remaining four coming up. And of course, if you want to get down on the action on the remaining four or the Final Four, you can do it over on Kalshi. Kalshi, real money prediction market, legal in a ton of states. Kalshi, they got a ton of trading options for your favorite sports. Again, so many ways to get down on the action over on Kalshi. And of course, use our promo code SGPN. $10 in your account once you start trading. T's and C's do apply, but Kalshi is just a great option overall. Love me some Kalshi. Get in live. It is it's very fun. You get to see the charts going up and down. Hop in on the live wagering. Good prices on the money lines, especially. Highly recommend Kalshi. And yes, if you are a person who wants to get down on Illinois State at Auburn, you can do it over on Kalshi as well. And they got. I know we picked it at 6.5, but the Kalshi spreads 7.5. So I think I will be getting down over on Kalshi for Illinois State. Yes.
Well, they like the chalk. Makes sense.
What? Oh, the maybe
the liquidity.
The liquidity pool
like
all
favorite.
over on and decent liquidity pool for a game of this size over on Kalshi. Use that promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog. Shout out to Underdog. I just hit a sweet pick 'em the other day in the NBA using my nice 30% boost. Thank you, Underdog. You can play $5, get $50 over an Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. Colby, do you have an Underdog pick 'em here for us for these last few games?
I do. I let's go big. By the way, here. So
Whoa.
Alex Caravan only had 5 points against Duke.
Okay. Bounce back.
Higher than 11.5 points against the Illini. I also think.
Oh, see, I have it at 13.5, but it's spicy. But I don't know, 11.5. I don't want to adjust it
yesterday, so maybe it changed.
Yeah.
So okay, let's create a new one then. Hang on, let me.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Because you are getting it juiced up there. If
That's
you go
a great
higher,
number.
13.5.
My God.
That's why I got. It's got a Colby's private session.
Yaxel's still the same. That's weird. So just his is the only one that went up.
Okay, Yaxel.
You must be moving numbers.
What do you like, Yaxel? Higher 16.5 points.
I just think for Michigan to stay in that game, he's going to have to get his. So I'll take the higher 16.5 points, even though the bigs of Arizona will make it much harder. And then let's take Terrace Reed higher than 15.5 points. He's on a roll right now. It doesn't matter who the fuck they play. So let's just take those two hires then.
Points. All right.
So we got Yaxel Lendenberg higher 16.5 points. Terrace Reed higher 15.5 points. And of course, yes.
You got a boost, Sean?
I'm doing a little boosting over here.
Boost. I got 30% boost.
Okay. Yes, very fun. Get down over on Underdog Fantasy and use that promo code SGPN. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN, and that's a 3.5x Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Kramer, let's talk the big dogs.
Cool. If we could get this filth off the screen and talk about a real game, thank you. I've been told. So when is the last time the Big Ten has won the national championship, Colby?
2000.
2000. So they're staring down the barrel of 250% chances to get potentially as many as 2 and as few as 0 teams into the championship. I can't wait, especially with all these newfound Big Ten team conference supporters. Disgusting act. The Fighting Illini taking on UConn, who the more that I've watched Dan Hurley go face to face with that official, the more that
I mean, what look, I'm cool letting it go, but it is hilarious.
Yeah.
If that was like 99% of the other coaches.
No, I think it was also when it happened in the game.
The Duke. Well, first of all, if you listen to the Duke radio call, play-by-play, they call out the assistant running on the court, and they're like, that should be a technical foul.
It was barely on the court. They're stretching it there.
Well, yeah, I agree. That should never be called. If excitement draws people out on the court a little bit, whatever. I mean, if you run across, whatever, you get involved in something, that's a different story. But these college officials are literally making it about themselves all the time with their hilarious shimmy charge calls and everything else.
The high stepping guy.
That I mean he's a legend. They 100. This is 100% going to be one of the most puzzling things I've ever seen in my life. How does he not call anything? How unless there's some sort of inside joke that none of us are in on. That is, if you did that, no matter the context, if you did that to someone, what are you signaling? No different than two, sheep on the side of a mountain. You're signaling we're about to tee off. Like we're about to square off right now. I'm putting the strongest bone in my head right up against the strongest bone in your head.
Couple guys having fun on the court.
Again, maybe there's an inside joke that none of us are in on, but if not, that is the universal. That is one of the universal signs of we're squaring up. And so I would like to know. I would love an honest answer from Dan Hurley on what was the intended, what was happening there. Was there a call earlier in the game where you're like, fuck you, ref? Are you guys boys? And you're making a call back to like a sauna joke from a couple weeks ago. I just don't, the fact that he didn't call it, those guys love to make it about themselves. Quite remarkable. We should almost find out who that ref is and get him a refs or terrorist.
No, this guy's a great ref.
Well, dude,
you shouldn't call anything there.
I know, it's just shocking he didn't call it. It's one of the more shocking things I've ever seen in a college basketball game.
Come on,
Colby,
you're being hyperbolic there.
He headbutted an official.
He did not headbutt. You sound like these people.
No, I'm not. I don't want them to call it either. But
he got in his personal space. The ref clearly was fine with it. He understood the intensity of the moment and he let it go. That's great reffing. The ref didn't make it about himself.
Agreed.
It's good reffing. I don't think it's that insane.
I think it's pretty insane.
Colby, is that the craziest thing you've seen in college basketball?
Specifically with Dan Hurley.
No, I've seen way crazy.
The craziest thing I've seen is Dr. Bradley being allowed to play on teams every year. We don't know his fucking what's happening with the doctor.
Yeah, come on. There's like a million wacky things we've seen in this tournament. Come on.
Yeah, he's like on the list of guys. You got the refs are coming into a game knowing they're doing a Hurley game.
People went crazy. We witnessed history. People got a little weird.
Again, I'm glad they didn't call anything. I'm just as more time passes, I'm more shocked that didn't turn into anything. That's all. Like very shocked.
Yeah, I'm shocked. It's a story.
Really?
Yeah,
of course that's going to be a
all
story.
The time of guys getting in ref's face.
But that's more than getting in a ref's face. He was clearly
yeah, but they let it go because of the craziness of the play.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm just saying
if that would have happened in the first quarter, he would have gotten a tech. In the first half of the game, early on, he would have gotten a tech, sure. But nothing's going to get called then.
Yeah. I'm glad nothing got called. But
nothing would ever get called there.
That didn't get called with it being Hurley.
Have we ever seen someone get called for a tech after a game winner?
We've never seen someone headbutt an official after a game winner.
That was not a headbutt.
It was closer.
Now you're going to say
Rodman,
this guy.
He did headbutt an official, but it wasn't after a game winner.
Yeah, come on.
To be
Kramer's
clear,
going to be calling
but he's clearly headbutting the official.
He's not headbutting.
Yeah. Clark is 100%. Nebraska only having 4 players on the most.
Yes, that's much crazier.
That's pretty crazy. Not quite as crazy as Hurley headbutting the official and nothing happening.
That was Colby. Was that a headbutt? I'll headbutt you right now, Kramer, and you'll know what a headbutt is. But that's getting in a guy's face is different than a headbutt.
But getting in someone's face like that, you're putting your forehead on their forehead. That is very
very much different than a headbutt.
That might as well be a headbutt. You're crossing
where
every
I actually
line
think
ever.
the stranger
Come
thing is
on.
the way
That
he's
is not a
looking at him.
headbutt.
The
Sean,
stranger
if
thing
someone
is,
did that to you, you would not be okay with it in any circumstance.
Okay, if
you were in competition,
sure. There's totally different things between saying would I be okay with it versus was it a headbutt? No, it was not a headbutt. If I was walking down the street and someone did that to me, yes, obviously I would not be okay with it. There's context.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Wow, the chat saying you sounded like Beanick, Kramer.
That's fine. I've heard Beanick make very rational points and Colby lose his mind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Well, all right. Colby, was it a headbutt?
No, it wasn't a full on headbutt. Now I'll say this:
not a full on headbutt. I agree with that take. It was a partial headbutt.
He was looking at him strange though. It was a strange. And he had his suit almost all the way off.
Yeah,
so it was like he was taking his clothes off and being like, "You get this? Are you getting this? Yeah,
I just fucked your wife. I just came from your bedroom.
Like
I just came, walked down. I was fucking up there. I was fucking your wife. That was what just happened. Again, glad it didn't, but shocked that nothing happened there. The Fighting Illini are laying 2.5 -135 on the money line. UConn +115. 139.5 is the total. Colby, where are you at with the fighting band of smoking Europeans or whatever you call them?
Yeah, well, they have been rolling right now, but I am a little concerned here. This is a rematch, and UConn stuck it to him earlier this year. Now, to be fair, it was at the Garden. It was at the Garden, which is a pro UConn
home game, basically a home game.
And I'm thinking UConn will roll deep to Indianapolis, but this should still be dominated by Illini fans, right? Like Illini and Michigan fans should be dominating this thing, right?
UConn fans are really like they somehow cornered the market on like rich guys from Connecticut who commute to the city for work and have a ton of disposable income. I think UConn will be well represented. I think from a geographical perspective, it would make sense that Illinois should have the crowd, but then Colby, play your other game. Who is the rest of the building rooting for? Are they pulling this loser Big Ten
Michigan
move where they rent? Yeah,
I don't think so. I think they would maybe though. It's the world's getting weird these days. I feel like
root for your conference. What have we come to? My God.
I'll say this though. In that game at the Garden, the Illini were 17 of 18 from the free throw line. One shot more free throws, and they kind of like the box score is weird. It's like they were out rebounded by 5, but like on the offensive glass barely. Right, points in the paint was dead even. Turnovers dead even. Here's where I like shout out to Underwood for getting Team Europe here, but I keep saying that I don't trust him. He got this far. The team's really old. I still trust Danny Hurley on prep. The fact that he beat him before and that beat him, soundly by 13.
How can Illinois you fade him at this point?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to bring up was how many times have we seen in March Madness when you have the magical shot? Obviously, Leitner's against Kentucky. That was not in the national championship game, but that rode them to the national championship. Mike Miller in Florida. Right, that tournament tip back shot.
I mean, it can kind of go both ways. Where you're coming off this crazy magical win, it's hard to get up for that next game, or it's hard to recapture that magic. I mean, UConn was also getting their ass kicked in the first half. They also were not able to make a shot. Now I know you were making a case for Caravan, but you take these cold shooters, and they finished the game. They had some shots there, but their shooting percentage of the entire game was bad. Now you put them on these raised courts with weird sight lines. I've faded Illinois all tournament and have it shoved in my face. I'm tired of it. Brad Underwood and this Illinois team, they've been cruising 78% from the line. When have they, and that Iowa team, they matched up great against, they did a great job on that Iowa team. And I thought that Iowa team was a very well coached team. Didn't necessarily have the talent that UConn had, but they did a good job on Iowa in the second half. And I think they're going to take care of this UConn Huskies team. I'm all over UConn here.
Wait, you mean
I'm all over Illinois here.
Okay,
But
yeah. Now I'll take the team that's been there before. You know, Caravan's been a part of both these national championships. The Solo Ball was a part of the national championship team. And I'm going to take the coach that I fully trust that will have a strong game plan. I will say, like, Illinois, for a good chunk of the year was more consistent than UConn, but I'm gonna follow the shot. The shot normally gets you a championship or to the championship. So give me UConn to get this thing done.
Yeah, I'm not fade again. We talked about it. Hurley had his moment. As much as Sean was trying to paint me the villain with the Hurley and the headbutt, I'm still very shocked that nothing happened there. It's also the same a general moment that made me realize that you should get out of the stop, drop, and roll. I mean, why are you fading Hurley for no good reason, Sean? You nailed
big
it.
Illinois guy.
You nailed it. Which team needs the 3-point shot more? Illinois.
And
but Illinois is going to hit their threes. UConn's not shooting the ball.
But it's if the sight lines are strange, it's going to impact the team that is going to shoot more of the threes, which is Illinois, and
much better offensive rebounding. 78% at the line.
You know what's crazy is in the first matchup, Terrace Reed got in foul trouble. He only scored 2 points. So they beat him by double digits with Caravan only going for 12, Terrace Reed only going for 2.
This is a classic pros versus Joe's game.
Really?
I mean, yeah. UConn is
really
the public dog. Yeah. Everyone has the same narrative as you guys. And I get it. Fading Dan Hurley as a dog. I like Hurley. I was defending him and his character. I don't think he would ever headbutt someone on a basketball court.
That's crazy. He 100% would headbutt someone on a basketball court.
Well, he didn't, at least in this case. But this is a classic. The Sharps love Illinois, and with good reason. I think this is the spot to take Underwood, and they get to the championship game, and that's where they're defeated.
No.
Championship
UConn.
DNA. UConn's got it.
UConn. Hurley, 17-1? Is that and the loss was to the national champion Florida Gators. I'm done. He's a great American hero, honorary Italian.
Now, I guess theoretically, if they had lost this, Illinois could win the national championship. But
they could. Illinois could win and not cover. That's certainly possible. But I think they're going to win. I think they're going to cover.
I mean, but to my point, Bootzilla, that I was trying to make with that was Terrace Reed only played limited time as well. So
Colby's talking about the game in November.
Well, that's what he's saying. It's like Wagler and Merck only played 31 minutes combined. I was like, okay. I mean, that's fair. They did, right? I'll double check that just to make sure. But Terrace Reed definitely didn't play a lot of minutes in this game either. He played 15 minutes that game. So, but he is right that Merck played 18 minutes. Wagler played 14 minutes. So, I mean, depends how you look at it. I'll trust the coach that continues to dominate March Madness. And I'll trust the team that has clearly championship DNA that finds ways to win these games.
At the very sharp sportsbook circa out in beautiful Las Vegas, we have a near 50-50 split on bets, but 91% of the handle is on UConn. So I'm completely pulling apart your pros versus Joe's angle. Nope. It seems like some of the pros are on Connecticut here. No. As we've established multiple times on this show, the pros bet early, the Joes bet late, obviously. And come on.
They're a public dog. I mean, it's fine. UConn can certainly win and cover, but they are the public dog.
They're a dog. I don't know how public they are. People like Illinois and they're big Europeans.
No, I'm the only one making a case for Illinois. I'm on Illinois Island.
You represent the Joe Schmo public in this conversation. Me and Colby are the sharp intellectual basketball.
Right.
minds.
But all the betting data sides with the opposite there.
Well, other than what I just shared.
What about DraftKings?
About 2/3 of the bets and the money on UConn.
So, aka the public.
Well, but Connecticut, that area has some legal spots. Circa's not there, so obviously, we can talk this around. 5:49 on Saturday. We're now talking about what many are saying a pseudo national championship, even going as far to invoke the NC State run. And of course, that was let's see, was it UNLV was playing Houston? Is that correct? On the other side, that people thought was the championship.
Wait,
Colby,
what year are we talking about?
When NC State, when Valvano won his championship, they were.
I think it might have been Louisville.
Maybe you're right.
I think
The
it
other
might have been
side,
Louisville.
Houston and Louisville, right?
I think so, because back then Louisville had Griffith, Daryl Griffith. It was a beast.
Anyway, they called it a that side was the national championship. They're doing the same here, disrespecting both UConn and Illinois. But Michigan and Arizona have looked like maybe the two best teams for most of the. I mean, I guess you have to put Duke in there, but everyone knew Duke wasn't going to make it to the end. Michigan laying 1.5 here against Arizona, minus 122 on the money line. Arizona plus 102, 157.5 is the total. If you ask me who's going to have the crowd, like obviously these football stadiums are strangely large. It does seem like a lot more people. All of these fan bases are going to be there, but both of these fan bases seem like they're going to show up heavy. Traditional basketball programs also nearby. Arizona, obviously not nearby, but Arizona. In my intel on which fan groups will seem to have the most like organized stuff going on, Michigan and Arizona are blowing the doors off of Illinois and UConn, and perhaps that's just that they don't have the organization, but. This is going to be the one, and I've been on Arizona all season. I'm curious what you're going to do, Colby. I'm not getting off Arizona now to take Michigan. No, thank you. Michigan, which also to Sean's commentary on public teams, also seems like a very public team, as everyone thinks they are the fitting national championship favorite. Colby. Showing us some bear down glasses as he throws it. It looks like he's hanging out with Mac now. Were those a gift from Mac?
Sort of. Matola got them as a gift for Mac. Mac left his tab open, and
now they're yours.
He hadn't been seen. They became mine after I handled the responsibility part of making sure circuit bartenders got the money they deserved.
Oh, you had to pick up his tab. That's pretty classy.
Yes. I'm on Arizona, man. Look, this one to me, Michigan's been great all year, but I do think they've been they're not as healthy as they were all year, but the guard play is the major edge I give Arizona. I also think Arizona's bigs are going to be able to mess with them. Meaning like Lindenberg and everybody are going to have, that's going to be a harder, I know I took the higher on his points, but I still think it's going to be more of like, they can match them pretty well with their bigs. The real advantage is Bradley and Berry's there. The guards of Arizona, I think, are going to destroy the guards of Michigan. So I will take Arizona to get this. And I'm like, I know Clark's saying Arizona by double digits. I'll just say this: jump over there. You can get like what I had this thing at like you can get minus like 6.5. I think it is at like almost plus 300 value on DK. Ooh. So have fun with that. I do think Arizona could I think it's a bad matchup for Michigan. So let's go.
I'm against you guys. Give me Michigan here, laying the 1.5. I think they're the best team in the country. I think they're going to win the championship. I think they're going to beat Arizona, and then
I think you do have a coaching edge in your favor, Sean. That's what makes me hesitate a little bit.
It's interesting. You guys talk about coaching, the portal, and no one's talking about Tommy Lloyd being linked to UNC. Michael Jordan calling up Tommy Lloyd.
I've heard Dusty May too, but
Tommy Lloyd giving a very weird press conference highlighting the fact that Arizona is going to have a very good coach after him. What does that mean? Why would you bring that up? You're supposed to be coaching for glory and a national championship. Instead, you're planning for the future, discussing future head coaches. I don't remember Bill Belichick ever talking about the next Patriots head coach going into a conference championship game. That to me was a red fucking flag if I ever saw one. And I think Tommy Lloyd's phone is ringing a little bit. If Michael Jordan calls, you answer. And I think these are two awesome teams. It's going to be a great game.
So you're going with the all Big Ten national championship.
That is odd.
Yes. Big Ten finally wins another national championship.
Well,
and
they win the? I mean, that would be the one scenario where they'd have to win the championship.
And we'll get that story out of the way going into Monday. I think this is a very even game. You could make great if you look at numbers, matchups, whatever it is. Very even game. There is one advantage, and that's Michigan can hit some threes. Arizona has not been put in spots where they have to hit threes, and I think they might need to hit some. Could they finally show up and start taking and hitting some threes in this game, and that be the difference? Yeah, but I would much rather take the Michigan team that's used to at least attempting some threes. Certainly not their wheelhouse. They both love to get the points in the paint and Yaxel. I'm with you, Colby. I think Yaxel has a good game, racks up a ton of points against this Arizona team. And Arizona, I mean, they've had some moments where they at least look human in this tournament. Michigan has not broken a sweat yet in this tournament. So, I mean, they put it on a decent Tennessee team. They put it on Alabama. Like, I mean, obviously you could make great cases for Arizona. It's not even a knock on Arizona.
The rebounding edge for Arizona, and then the guard play. I just think maybe you're right. And because Dusty May, I do give I think he's a better coach than Tommy Lloyd. So maybe he has something ready for this. But Michigan's guards, I think, are going to get fucked up. I think they're going to get fucked up by Arizona's guards. But we'll see. We'll see. That's the best part. I
think it should be an awesome game. I have Michigan winning.
They're going to play the game. Good luck.
Thank you. Doesn't sound like you're wishing me that good of luck.
You seem like you're coming in here. Colby, are you a little bit surprised that Sean turned into one of these Big Ten fanboys? Penn State's not playing.
Conference of champions.
Cheering for the old Big Ten.
Though, is that our buddy Hoosier? I think his name's Hoosier Stan, right?
Is that Sean? Possible Sean blocked him. So. If he's annoying in the NFL.
I did the ultimate troll. I just muted him.
Oh no!
So he just doesn't know he's blocked, but he keeps yelling at me, and I just don't see it at all. It's the ultimate.
He got in though. He got to you because you sound.
What
like
do you mean? Oh no!
Taking these Big Ten's the greatest fucking conference.
No.
Big Ten is the best.
No. I mean, even if I was to highlight how good the Big Ten has been ATS in this tournament, I'm not. This is not a conference handicap. Both these, I'm looking at individual games, and it's rare that Ryan takes two dogs in the same podcast.
Well, I was never not going to take Arizona, obviously, and yeah, I mean, we discussed at length my turning of the corner for the final time with Dan Hurley, so I was predetermined to be fading the Big Ten today. Also. If I'm being completely honest, the behavior of some Big Ten fans and a lot of Big Ten fans, and they're like turning into the SEC and rooting for each other is kind of, it's not, maybe it tilted me towards fading their teams in this spot. If I'm being honest,
Colby, you're not worried about the Tommy Lloyd angle. You admit, Colby, is a great angle.
I do think, there is if that would be what I would be most scared about, I would say. But I just think Arizona is much better, and I would push back a little bit. I like Michigan. I don't know that they've looked like the first half against Alabama wasn't super like the same thing you could say about Arizona Purdue, which by the way Michigan lost to Purdue right before
great
this.
Point. Yeah, great point.
And I think a lot of the reason why Michigan lost to Purdue is the guard play. For Purdue,
Utah State gave Arizona a game.
They did, but didn't cover.
It's a great team. That was a underseeded
that was fine to bring up when you were hyping up the Mountain West and how they were getting bad seeds, but not when you're picking nits on their conference resume.
I'm saying you're right. Like Arizona, I don't know that. I never felt like Utah State was live. I don't know that I felt like any of these teams were alive in the second half.
No,
Like,
both these teams have been.
No, they've dominated. And I get, as cliche as it sounds, I understand why people say the winner of this is going to win the national championship, because we've seen Michigan and Arizona fire on, hit levels of play that we haven't. Although again, you could make a decent case for Illinois in that same level of just like dominating the tournament, and UConn being down 19 against Duke certainly would warrant some sort of red flag.
Yes, for Dusty May on the North Carolina job is 4% over at Kalshi. Tommy Lloyd is 25%.
Tommy Lloyd's the favorite, right?
Incorrect.
Who's the favorite?
In fact, as we speak right now, his price is plummeting. Billy, something must have been reported. I'm guessing something has been reported about Billy Donovan, as it looks like his price is spiking right now.
And remember, Jared from Subway, born and raised in Indianapolis, and Big Ten guy.
Oh,
okay.
Is that
Lost
where they got their
weight.
money?
Hey, he lost weight without the GLP-1 shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't come at.
I think he's a Hoosier though, but he might have been a Illini. I can't remember.
Well, and he said his favorite basketball arena.
Yeah.
Hinkle Fieldhouse, Colby. Does that? And he was actually one of the big donors of their latest restoration project. Does that
put a Subway in? If there's a Subway right over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just letting you know, he's one of these Big Ten guys. You got to watch out for these Big Ten guys, right? Now they're fucking. They got. Oh, you believe we got how many teams left? Well, your conference only has 75 teams in it. All right, not shocked one bit. And
okay, I quick Google. I cannot find a connection between Jared Subway and Hinkle Fieldhouse, but
really?
I'll keep digging. There's got to be some connection.
What about Lucas Oil?
He was a Colts fan, I think, or probably still is. I guess. Why would he change teams?
His alma mater was Indiana. So
all-time great Hoosier.
Likely
take that banner down, Indiana. Take the Jared from That's a great AI. If you want to troll Indiana fans, Jared from Subway, AI generated graphic in the rafters.
He honestly, like, if you put a side by side with him and Signetti, if you go to the Jared Fogle Wikipedia page, there's a picture of Subway in Bloomington, Indiana. Parentheses now closed, which was frequented by Fogle. It's like, oh my god. Well, how do you get that so wrong? I mean, just one, leaning into the idea of having your Subway and you so badly need a single spokesperson, and two, that spokesperson turns out to be a horrible spokesperson for any brand. Very, very tough. I mean, in some ways, impressive. Subway survived it.
Yeah, Quiznos never had a guy like.
And where'd they go?
Around.
They're gone, right?
I think Quiznos is still around.
Are they?
Yeah,
I don't know about that, but I can tell you this:
the last time you seen a Quiznos?
Yeah, I don't know around. They're around.
Are you sure?
He's saying that because he worked there.
I know, but I haven't seen one in years.
There are 148 Quiznos operating in the United States.
Wow,
really?
Wow.
Now their peak was way higher.
I was gonna say like thousands, right?
Yeah, they had thousands. So it's not the best time, but you act like Subway's dominating.
I'm not.
Subway got into the gas stations, bro.
Well,
Once
first
you got
of all,
into the gas stations, that's
Subway does have way more. I will say that.
Jersey Mikes is dominating.
Dude, they have Subway in fucking Columbia, bro. Like,
wait, so is there a Quiznos in Los Angeles? There are. Wow. Okay. There are maybe.
Yeah, there's like 5.
We got to take we got to take a drive.
What do you mean? There's one in.
Are they in Targets?
Yeah, why not?
I'm seeing that.
Matola says Quiznos is still around. I go to one every Tuesday in Yuma, Arizona.
Okay.
There's a Quiznos right on Vermont, Ryan.
Wow.
Really?
A mere 15 minute
right
drive
from Vermont. I'm driving through downtown all the time. It's perfect.
No, Hollywood.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
17 minutes away.
All right.
Los Feliz, right? Wow.
All right, we're gonna take a road trip.
We might have to. Do they? Hopefully, they still toast the bread.
I'm sure they're on Grubhub. Hey, we got some locks and dogs coming up. Before we do, of course, quick shout out to Rhythm. The Rhythm is gonna bet you picks, props, sides, total. Rhythm has it all. Coming off an amazing heater in the NBA prop market. Shout out to Rhythm. They continue to crush it. Just doing a great job. Again, it's great to have gut handicapping, but AI data goes great with gut handicapping. They do an awesome job helping you get on the right side of sports bets. And of course, you can build your own models with Rhythm, or you can just tail their models. A lot of ways to win, and it's fun to tool around with the models in there. Of course, great for the NBA. Right around the corner, or NBA heating up. NBA playoffs right around the corner. MLB just got going. Golf, we got Masters right around the corner as well. Perfect time to hop in. Download Rhythm today. 25% off premium when you use our promo code SGPN25. That's RITHMM. Promo code SGPN25. And we're also brought to you by No Vig. There's only some guys who like Vigs, and that's your bookies. No Vig, get rid of that Vig. We don't need it. America's #1 sports prediction market. Easy to get involved. Great prices. I personally love using Novig. Great opportunity here, available in a bunch of states. If you're in a Novig state, download the Novig app. Check it out. If you can go live on Novig and you're not, you're missing out. Use our promo code SGPN. Spend $5, get $50. That's Novig. Promo code SGPN.
Quick update, Sean.
Yes.
We are ordering Quiznos for lunch tomorrow.
Awesome. I'm in.
Yeah.
Mesquite bourbon chicken.
We might have to get order a couple sandwiches.
This is gonna be the first time I'm glad I'm not in the studio.
Oh wow.
Whoa. I'm seeing they got the classics. I am a little perplexed. They do sell Uncrustables, which I'm sure Colby's familiar with White Tiger, but a little strange. I don't. Do they run that through the toaster? You think, Colby? They get the little. We'll see.
Quiznos is definitely better than Subway. Jersey Mikes is better than both.
Yeah, well,
I think I guess I agree over Subway.
What is your
Subway's
sub power
terrible.
rankings, Colby?
yeah.
I think
Subway's bottom of the barrel.
I think
Anything's better than Subway, right?
Well, I think I would have said Subway had I not been in downtown LA and just seen like we were pissed drunk coming out of the Gopher, and we're just sitting there having a conversation, and we notice in a Subway in downtown LA there's like 15 rats. Just all going. It's like 3 a.m., but we're just watching it just go through all this fucking food in a Subway. So I think I got to meet you. I got to agree there. But Jersey Mike's is certainly better than Quiznos. I'm not a big fan of the toasted like.
It's interesting to miss on the more important aspect of the sandwich. Is it warm toasty bread, which isn't that complex or hard, or is it slicing the meat there? Like,
yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, I mean, the reason Jersey Mike's is at least a tolerable sandwich is because at least at least that block of turkey is being sliced when you order that turkey sandwich. That, like, to me, that as someone who grew up in New Jersey, like that would be the baseline definition of a sandwich shop. Are you slicing the meat? Like, if you don't have a deli slicer, you're not a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Period.
Fair.
It's fair.
Period. And but also, like, anyone who I want to know what were your choices when you made the choice to go to Subway? I mean, no disrespect to people that are in the Subway, but
I haven't been to Subway in so long.
But like Colby, all right, Taco Bell, Subway, no other food for 400 miles.
I think I go Taco Bell.
It's tough.
Well, the reaction is worse with Taco Bell. That's
what I'm saying. You're driving in the middle of nowhere. What are you doing? Subway or Taco Bell?
That's a good point. I'd probably go Subway just because I wouldn't have to worry about finding bathrooms later. But
you're implying that the whatever you're putting in your body from Subway is going to be safer. And that
I think slightly. I don't know. That's tough. I will say this. I went to I was a little late driving into Santa Fe, which is kind of a food town, and they close really early. So me and Muddy Waters might have went through a lot of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So I've had that more recently. So I think that's why, and it didn't really fuck me up that much. So I think Taco Bell gets my vote of which one.
I mean, honestly, a bean and cheese, like a bean and cheese, or like a basic burrito feels safer than a Subway sandwich.
The Taco Bell is the chicken stuff now. They have chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go with the Taco Bell chicken.
with like a tortilla, like something tortilla.
They have like a Frank's Red Hot chicken burrito that I had one, and it was tasty.
Nice. Yeah.
So I would versus
When's the last time
whatever
you guys had Subway? It's probably been like 15 years for me.
I'd say there's a lot of foods I retired from when I left my last like when I was I kind of had a stint where I was living by myself behind a Shakey's in Hollywood. And we'll just leave it at
exactly where
we'll leave it at that. But that like once and I was like I had Fat Sal's was down the street. I had a Mendocino Farms right around the corner. A ton of fast food. That was like leaving that area probably ended the majority of the fast food. And then just anytime you're around kids, you don't want to set the example of eating any of this stuff is at all like something you want to fall into.
Well, this is how snobby we are though. It's like I can pinpoint the last time I was at like either of them.
See,
you know what I mean?
Subway,
Like,
I would tell you it was probably when I was it was probably over a decade ago.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm probably over a decade too. I can't get that scene out of when I was at the Gopher out of my mind. So think about that. And then Quiznos, sometime early in my Hollywood, when I moved to Hollywood, there was one really close on Sunset that I felt like I might have went to a couple times there. So that one is probably about the same, probably about 15 years, 10, 15
For a
years.
long time, the city of Glendale did not have a lot of food, but they did have a Quiznos. I definitely had a number of, which in the beginning, Quiznos was nice.
It's hard to find too. Like Quiznos, even when they were thriving, I felt like was not something that's just there.
Artisanal, Colby. It's artisanal.
It's special. It's a delight. Hey, update. You're looking live at our latest addition to the merch store. We got the Looking Live t-shirts up. Kramer, if you can pull that up. And again, limited time. Get in now because 15% off Merch Madness. We will extend it until the national champion is crowned.
I just will we sell any smalls or extra smalls? For your
for the ladies, I'm sure the ladies who are Big Mac fans
or always like to show this off, but we also offer 3XLs.
Well, we have one sale already, and it is a 3XL. So
really,
yes, good call, Kramer. Who doesn't want a nice big you're looking live t-shirt with the Mac shades on there and promo code March 15% off. Promo code March. Get a Looking Live shirt. Great conversation starter. Highly recommend.
It's pretty hot.
Oh yeah, that thing is fire right there. And how many of our fans go out to the games and then it's a common tweet to tag us? You're looking live. Well, now you're gonna be looking live when you're wearing a Looking Live shirt. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh no, Colby's taking over the screen.
No.
What is this?
Hey, what number? What's our number right now? Start your football program, George Mason. We have what 6 more days, 5 more days. The Crown Championships on Sunday, the NIT Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday it ends. Apparently Tuesday it ends. We got what are we 44 away?
I feel like you're rounding up, but sure.
44 away, folks. If you can, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. Be a part of something special. Most people die without ever being a part of something special.
It's true.
Right?
That is true.
This is your opportunity. So when you're sitting there later in life, you say, honey, I was somewhat responsible for starting that football program and also the rise of SGPN. So it's a win-win situation. Jump over there. 6 days. 6 days.
I think what we do is we get Colby like a good like a podium with like a virtual background where he can be like one of them preachers from the South, just selling his fucking snake oil.
Kramer, do we have a number?
I will say you have,
I believe, right?
I think Colby might have a couple burner names. He's been buying up. Colby, I'll give you 40. I'll give you 40.
Oh wow!
And we're probably rounding up 10.
Right now,
get those shirts flying off the shelves.
6 because the extra day because people be a little hungover from the championships.
Already,
right? So that 6 days, 6 days, 7 nights like that shitty Harrison Ford movie. All right, 6 days, 7 nights. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I see a recent order that includes a Mac to School, Saudi Arabia State, and a Start Your Football Program shirt, all in the same order. So Colby is. It does seem like Colby's pushing some product.
There you go.
Hey,
Good work,
go.
Colby. We need what are our locks? Colby, what do you got? You got any locks?
Locks.
I do have locks. We can do this. I mean, well, wait. I mean, do is there an NIT portion of locks?
Whatever you want, Colby. You do what you want, right? Like it's 2026. We've figured that out. You want put whatever label you want.
I will
on
lock
yourself.
up Arizona against Michigan. All right,
Okay.
let's start there. Let's start.
That's
there.
easy.
The second lock will be let's go to Illinois State against Auburn.
Dog. You got all dogs.
Wow.
Which one is live, Colby?
I mean, I already kind of said Arizona, but I'll do a parlay. How about that? Let's do
Okay.
a parlay of Arizona and UConn.
On the money line?
Beautiful.
Right there. Yeah.
You want the points or the money
right
line?
there. Money line. Money line.
Lock number 1, Illinois -2.5. Lock number 2, Michigan -1.5. Illinois State on the money line. And a parlay. Michigan money line, Illinois State, or Illinois money line with Illinois State.
Oh, I like
That's a
that
nice
little
juicy
state of Illinois 2-step. I like that.
Yeah, with Michigan in there.
Those are always fun. The state of Illinois advances parlay. Lock UConn, lock Arizona, dog Illinois State because I prefer to play a larger dog when possible. Parlay. Yeah, I mean I'm with Colby. Let's do Arizona and UConn on the money line. I'm with it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm about it.
Appreciate everyone tuning in as always. Answering all your questions and comments over on Spotify. Check out the College Experience daily college basketball picks, pods, and baseball and hockey and football right around the corner. Check it out. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the Money Greenies, Ryan.
More questions than answers coming soon.
Kramer. Let it ride.